This week in the Word of God, we're going to conclude our reading of the Gospel of John and move into the book of 1 Corinthians. And let's think about the pivot here. One of the components of the Gospel of John that I really enjoy that's unique to John are the stories, the very intimate stories. Again, remember, John is right there experiencing it. He's not a Luke that's coming back, or even a John Mark that's coming back and gathering information and interviewing people who were there. John was there, and so we have these very powerful, beautiful stories, meaningful stories of Jesus with the disciples after his resurrection, a truly transformative time. And so enjoy this chapter 20 and 21 of the Gospel of John. But I do find some intrigue to it. And notice Jesus calling the disciples into ministry. First of all, the transformation in Peter's life from the last recorded encounter we have is him denying, I don't even know who Jesus is, fleeing from the site of the crucifixion, to Jesus reinstating him and giving his life a mission and a purpose for the gospel, and being totally forgiven, redeemed of his mistakes and failures and missteps, and totally forgiven and called. And I love just the charge here, the repetitive charge in chapter 21, where Jesus says, if you love me, feed my lambs. If you love me, take care of my sheep. If you love me, feed my sheep. Just demonstrating that the way that we show our love and appreciation for the redemption and the grace, the forgiveness that Christ is by loving others. Now, before I get to the point of that, I have to say, I find this quite humorous. We get the image that Peter and Jesus are walking along, and that's when Jesus informs Peter that he's going to die. He's going to be crucified for the cause of Christ. And Peter kind of looks over his shoulder at John and says, well, what about him? Anyway, a little bit of human nature in there. But if you love me, feed others, take care of others, feed my sheep. Jesus is telling us, if you love me, love others. And we're going to transfer then into the book of 1 Corinthians. And the reason that we have this sequence in the Word of God this summer is 1 Corinthians is going to be Paul developing our understanding of how we love each other, and how we love each other in the church, and how we love others in the world, and really what is Christian love. Despite the stories we have in the world and the misnomers we have in the world about what love is, and romance and attraction and all these things, love is a powerful, unwavering force and commitment, a conviction to be like Christ has been to us, to other people in the world. That is what Christian love is. And so notice this kind of handing of the baton we're going to have here, the resurrected Christ meeting with his followers, telling them they are forgiven of their mistakes and missteps, and now be on mission. And then transferring into 1 Corinthians, what does it look like to love people as we have been loved? Look for that this week in your reading, and I hope you're enjoying the Word of God.